Yeah, I think Mr. Burns has hit the nail on the head. This is contrary to the general purpose of what we do in this House. We work together on these sorts of bills, and I just think it's an abomination. And well done, Mr. Burns, you hit the nail on the head. Now, there are a couple of definitions here that I would just like to get out there, because people have said, what is an omnibus bill? What does omnibus mean? What is that, what's that refer to when you're talking about an omnibus bill? Well, what is it? Is it a bus that carries one big person like Jerry? I don't know. Well, omnibus is actually defined as pertaining to, including, or dealing with numerous objects or items at once. Hence, we've got one bill dealing with a whole lot of items. Now, if you take that further, an omnibus bill is actually a single document that is accepted in a single vote by a legislator, but contains amendments to a number of other laws, or even sometimes entirely new laws. But that doesn't happen in this country, and it shouldn't. And as Brendan said, these sorts of bills are put together actually to make minor amendments which are non-controversial. But as mentioned, understanding Order 259, omnibus bills to amend more than one act may only be introduced under three conditions. And they are: the amendments deal with an interrelated topic that can be regarded as implemented in a single broad policy. The second one is an amendment to be effected to each act of similar nature to each other, or the Business Committee has agreed to the bill's introduction as an omnibus bill. Now, I was not lucky enough to be on the Business Committee when they debated this government administration, this fine piece of legislation. It amends, believe it or not, in one hit about 48 pieces of legislation. What a fine body of work. It's a clean-up bill. We need to do this every now and again. We do support it. But as Mr. Burns said, we have some concerns about this. Mind you, we have concerns about a lot of things that government does. We would have done it differently, but then again, there's a lot of things that government has done that we would do differently. But I would just like to say that that's my 2 cents worth, and I will leave it up to my colleagues to hammer home the point. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Members, the question is that part... I call Raymond Ho.
Thank you, Mr.